Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for your daily reading. This reading will be for the next 24 hours. This reading will cover the next 24 hours. Spirit guides, what important messages do we have for the collective for the next 24 hours? Important messages for the collective. Important messages for the collective for the next 24 hours. What do they need to know? Okay, we have the Three of Swords. This is heartache, disappointment, sadness. This could also be self-loathing. So some of you guys could be reflecting on a past situation that has you in this space of feeling unwanted, unloved. I'm getting that this is not a recent situation because we have this this dead tree in the background. This tree has been dead for quite a while. So you guys have been in this space for a little bit of time. It could be a few weeks, months, years. You could be lamenting over a lost lover, lost opportunities. You could be also interested in a new relationship, but your past experiences have made you a bit cynical or fearful of trusting people again. So you're haunted by the past. And because you're haunted by the past, as it pertains to your feelings, your love life, your emotional needs not being met, because you're haunted by the past, it's hard for you to be optimistic about the future and your love life. So you could be somebody who's like, you know what? I've been betrayed, lied to, deceived, manipulated. I've had all these bad karmic relationships. Even though I want to be with someone, I don't trust that the universe will give me or bring me this person. Or if they do bring me this person, there's something about me that is so flawed that whoever I do meet will have no choice but to betray me because I'm not good enough. So you could be blaming yourself for either past decisions you've made in your love life, past mistakes, or you could be blaming yourself like, okay, well, the reason why I've never met a good partner is because I'm not a good quality partner myself. This could be insecurities about your weight or your height or physical appearance. You could be blaming yourself for not attracting a quality partner because of some sort of deficit. Not having enough money, not being tall enough, cute enough, something. So you're very insecure about that. And I think you are ready for love. It feels like you are ready for a new relationship. But all these strings can represent the ties that bind to the past. Past mistakes, heartaches, situations and circumstances that have broken your heart, or you could have done this to other people. So you could also be afraid of your own karma. So yeah, essentially you're like stuck in the past with this dead tree in the background, and your feelings about the past is preventing you from connecting to a potential love interest or opening your heart up to new love. So you want it, but you're afraid of it. Five Pentacles, yeah. Feeling rejected, broke, unwanted, not good enough. So this is like a state of depression or just profound insecurity. And the insecurities are self-perpetuating because it seems like you're treating yourself a certain way because you have low self-esteem. And because you treat yourself this way, the people around you who are in your life, either love interests or friends, they have no choice but to match your energy. So you're kind of sort of perpetuating your own abuse. This is like confirmation bias. They don't love me because I'm not lovable, so I won't love myself because I'm not lovable, which forces people to treat me the way that I treat myself, which is why I may overeat, or I don't take care of my body, or something like that. So you are haunted by some sort of trauma, more than likely from childhood, because trees represent family branches or family lines, ancestry, connected to roots based on community, family dynamics. So some sort of childhood trauma could have made you feel impoverished, unwanted, unworthy. And then when you grew up and became an adult, you started to attract people who treated you the same way you were treated as a child. Child neglect, betrayal, abuse, and it kind of became a self-fulfilling prophecy for you. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Nobody wants me. This is Taurus energy. Taurus is the second house of our self-esteem, our values, our self-worth, how we treat the things that we value. And you don't treat the things that you value very well. You don't know how to treat things of value, or you don't know how to create value, or you don't know how to treat yourself. Like, you don't know what value looks like, or what it feels like, or how it's supposed to be managed. It's like somebody who gets a nice house, who wins the lottery, get a nice big house, but they don't know how to maintain the house's beauty. So the house becomes like an outer manifestation of their inner turmoil. So you have a lot of filth and disarray, and there's a lot of trauma here. So your outsides are reflecting your insides. It could be your finances, your living situation, your physical body. And this is from a childhood situation, because this tree represents family, ancestry. You could come from a long line of people of abuse and neglect. We see this tree energy here too. This is like wood. So it's connected with the Three of Swords. The key is right here, but you don't know how to open the door. Like, you don't know how to take care of things. You don't know how to take care of yourself, because you were never taught how to do that. And then you met people who did not want to take care of you, or who wanted to use you, because you were never raised or taught how to take care of yourself, because the people who raised you neglected you. But they could have been neglected themselves during their childhood. It's a long line of like dysfunctional intergenerational family dynamics. None of these branches have any leaves on them. So it's like the whole family line is just dysfunctional. There's a lot of potential here, but you can't see it because it wasn't taught to you. So you have access to everything you need to get what you want, but you don't know what that looks like. Like, you don't know what it looks like, or you don't know what it feels like to be valued. So you cannot manifest value because you don't know what it feels like to be of value, to live in a space that's valuable, to be valued, or to be valuable. So you're meeting people, or you've met people in the past who have you in a space. I feel like this is where you are, because you went from the Ten of Swords to the Three of Swords. So it's like you're healing now, and you're now reflecting on why you've been here for so long, why you've never had the relationship that you wanted, Why you've always met deadbeats or users or people who couldn't take care of you. Why you never seem to get what you want. Because you don't know what it feels like to get what you want. So it's like energetically you're not aligning with that frequency. So there's a frequency attached to opulence and wealth and beauty and luxury and fulfillment, enjoyment, right? But if you never felt what it was like to be fulfilled or beautiful or valued, then you're staying here. 5 Pentacles, 3 of Swords. I ain't worth S-H-I-T, so I'm going to meet people who would treat me this way. So I might as well not even try. But I do want love, though. I want to know what it feels like to have love, because the heart is here. It's just broken. If the heart wasn't there, then you could say, well, forget it. They don't care anyway, right? But the heart is still red. There's still life in it. You do want that experience, but you're afraid of it. You're afraid of not being able to sustain the relationship because there's something inherently flawed within you, because you were neglected, abused, disrespected, disregarded, exploited in your family. And this has happened for multiple generations with this tree here. So your parents didn't know how to treat you because they were treated like crap themselves. This is like you healing generational trauma. But you have to heal yourself first. And once you do that, you're going to manifest or attract opportunities for fulfillment, love, happiness, security, abundance. The Devil card, yeah. Yep, this is like being in hell. It's like you know you don't want to be here, but you don't know how to get out. Because you don't know what it looks like to be out of this space. You can't visualize it. Like, what does it look like to have a happy home? What does it look like to have a family or people who love you? This is Virgo energy. And Virgo is a sign of service, humility, volunteering, right? This is a very humble sign. And some of you guys could have humbled yourself so much that you allowed other people to take advantage of you. You've been exploited, taken advantage of, used, abused, mistreated, manipulated. So I'm not going to say you see yourself as a devil, but you're operating at a very low frequency right now, or you have been, and I think you're coming out of that space. But it's taking time. This is a very slow process of learning how to love yourself. And the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy, is the 6th house of health, work habits, and routines. So some of you guys are healing yourself by changing your lifestyle to accommodate a situation that you want to be in. So for example, suppose you had a really bad diet and you were always overweight for years. And because of that, you know, the men you dated didn't really take you seriously. So you would self-medicate with food. With the Knight of Pentacles, you are taking steps, slow steps, to improve your lifestyle, your diet. You're exercising more. And you're doing this not for attention necessarily. You're doing it because the benefits are its own reward. Good health is its own reward. Having a structured routine lifestyle is its own reward. Putting your own health first and putting your own needs first and taking care of your body is its own reward. So you're not doing it for a man. That was also, or a woman. That was also an important element to this, because if you do things for other people, you're just, you're just confirming that you're not worthy of changing for yourself. I'm not good enough to do this for me. I have to have an external muse or inspiration to do for myself. That's not what's happening here. Because in the past, what was happening was that you were working hard for somebody else to prove to your worth to somebody else. So you wanted somebody to see your value in a way that you couldn't see within yourself. So let me be their slave, Knight of Pentacles, right? Virgo energy. Let me work hard for them. Let me be humble, diligent, patient. Let me give them money. Let me take care of them because I want them to take care of me. So I'll take care of this person better than I'll take care of myself. Their bills are paid. They always have nice clothes. They look good. But here I am struggling and effed up in the game because I'm living vicariously through them. I'm hoping that if I love them enough, then they'll love me in return. You're not doing that anymore. You're coming out of that space, which is why you're here. 3 of Swords and 5 Pentacles. Why do I keep making the same mistakes? Virgo's also about habits, things we do on a consistent basis every single day because we've been conditioned to do so. And our lifestyle, work habits, and routines is a reflection of our values and our beliefs. So how you feel about yourself will determine how you treat yourself and how you take care of your body, your lifestyle, how often you clean yourself or take care of your house, what kind of food you eat, what kind of food you put in your body, alcohol, drugs, like all of those, like the things we do on a daily basis that we don't really pay attention to out of habit. That's been cultivated by your value system, your self-esteem. So if you have low self-esteem, you're not going to treat your body as good as somebody who has high self-esteem. Somebody with high self-esteem will take care of their body. They have to. You do not have high self-esteem if your body is not being taken care of. If you're eating a bunch of junk food and, taking illicit drugs and drinking too much, you're not exercising, you don't love yourself if you're not doing that. I think you're coming to terms with that now and you're adjusting your attitude. The Devil card represents negative thoughts, compulsive desires, habits, obsessions, things we do because we don't think we have any control. This is habit, addictions. So we got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, all earth sign energies. And earth represents the things that we can see, our material values, right? Things that are tangible. But it also represents practical effort, being disciplined, being consistent. Some of you guys may lack consistency in life in general, whether it's relationships or the way you think. You could start off something really exciting and then you lose hope or you lose interest or enthusiasm. And it's not because you're not doing it intentionally. It's because your self-esteem is so low that any sort of disappointment or failure can knock you back to 5 Pentacles. I'm not good enough. So if somebody says no, if someone says, you got to do it over again, something, you're not right, you're like this, your self-esteem is so low that you cannot hear anything negative about yourself because it will just knock you back down to, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. The Devil energy. Some of you are too humble. You're too humble. So you give yourself away for free. Your time, your money, your resources, your love. You just give yourself away because you don't see yourself as having any value. You don't value your time, your body, your money, nothing. This is, I don't want to say it's a curse, but this is intergenerational or generation. It's not, you're not the only one who has this attitude in your family or this belief or value system. So the second house, Taurus, represents our self-esteem and how we treat the things we value. The sixth house represents our work, life, lifestyle, health habits, routines, service to others. And the Devil, the 10th house, Capricorn, represents social status, how other people see us in society. So some of you guys are learning how to heal whatever family dynamics or conditioning brought you to the point where you see yourself as less than other people in society. Like everybody else is more important than you. Everybody else is prettier than you, more deserving than you, more valuable than you. Like you don't have any compassion for yourself. You don't. You have very high expectations for yourself, but low standards at the same time. High expectations, like I gotta be perfect, low standards, but like you accept abuse from many, or you don't think highly of yourself. So okay, the reason why you have high standards is because you don't think you're allowed to make mistakes or be imperfect. You got to be perfect, Knight of Pentacles. Or you have to be perceived as perfect. If people see my flaws, then the jig is up. I have no value. And your flaws, not your flaws, the way you think about your flaws is flawed. Everybody has flaws. Nobody's perfect. But because of your low self-esteem, you think you have to be perfect to be loved and accepted. Because that's how you were raised. So you're not good enough unless you're taking care of somebody else, unless you're being somebody's mule, unless you're letting somebody abuse you. Like, you're not good enough unless you basically deal with my bullshit. You're not good enough unless you take somebody else's abuse and their crap. And then you meet people who treat you that way because that's how you feel about yourself. You're on that same level. All this earth energy here. You're not grounded in your own body. Not with this Three of Swords, and you see this background. There's no green here. You're like in a dead forest or a dead field. Everything's been burnt down. Your family tree, I'm not gonna say it's trash, but there's a lot of dysfunction in your family tree, mental illness, neglect, abuse, and you're trying to break the cycle. You're working really hard, Knight of Pentacles, because you're tired of feeling like this. And you're not doing it for somebody else, right? You're not doing it for a man or for a woman or to get married. You're doing it because you're tired of being in this space and it's time for you to heal. So it's like you want love, but you haven't met this person yet. But you know that, like, you're tired of being afraid of it too, because the fear is keeping you in this space of being the Five of Pentacles. I'm not good enough. I'm not attractive. I don't have no money. Whatever you're saying to yourself. You're tired of feeling and thinking this way because now your heart is opening. You want that now, but you know that you're not prepared for it yet because you may have neglected your material reality. You may have neglected your finances. You may have neglected your body or your health. So you have to get that together because you've been like in this mental and emotional space for so long. You got to get your 3D life together. Second house is the things that you own and what you value, what you have, what you possess. Do you own anything? If you own nothing, then your ability to stay in a relationship will be limited. You'll be of somebody else's responsibility. If you're not responsible for yourself, then you'll be somebody else's responsibility. You'll be a burden for them. And then they'll treat you that way. Sixth house. Are you taking care of your health? Your body? What do you do on a daily basis? Is your lifestyle conducive to a happy, healthy relationship? Or life in general? If it's not, then again, whoever you meet is going to see that. The 10th house. How do other people see you in society? What is your social status? What are your ideas of success? Do you have any ideas? Do you have any goals? Are you here in the real world? You have not been in the real world for a long time. Again, this could be some sort of dissociation from reality. Reality isn't real because you've probably were forced to cope. You're probably forced to like disassociate to cope with some sort of trauma. So if I don't see it, or if I don't acknowledge it, it's not real. And I can live in La La Land. But this is not La La Land. You're living in hell. You've been living in hell. But it was comfortable. So you thought it was a paradise. It wasn't. You were living in a literal hell. And I think some of you guys are starting to see that now. You're starting to see that what was familiar for you was not good. It was actually quite toxic. But you were comfortable with it because it was all you knew. So something is awakening within you now after a long time. After many years, Knight of Pentacles. You're being awakened to your value, So it's like, if I want love, I have to embody love. If I want to attract a lover in my life, or new, whatever, I don't know, friends, partnerships, relationships, if I want to attract this, I must become this. And some of you guys are saying, like, I don't want to be with someone who's like me. There it is. I don't want to be with someone who's like me. The people you're attracted to are on a whole different level. And you're realizing that now. Like, I gotta be the person who I have to become what I want to be with, or who I want to be with. If you're not that, then you're going to keep attracting situations where you have to pay for someone to be with you, where you feel indebted to them, you don't feel good enough for them. So now you're learning how to embody that which you want to manifest or attract in your life. Yeah, Hermit card. Yep. That's what you've been doing, a lot of healing, reflecting. Queen of Wands. Yes. This is who you want to become. Someone who's very confident, self-assured, enthusiastic, lots of options in love. Someone who's fearless, who's happy. She's happy as hell. So so you see that their phases, both of them have their mouths open. But one person's mouth is open in agony, and the other person's mouth is open is like, aha, I won. This is triumph, enthusiasm, happiness, fulfillment, glee, exuberance, right? Vivaciousness, courage. This is not that. This is the opposite. So you want to become this, and this is within you. It's just that you were afraid to embrace that energy, or you didn't know what it was. Like, how does it look to be this woman? I don't know anybody like this. I don't have any role models like this. Everyone around me is the Hermit, the Devil, and Three of Swords. Toxic, dysfunctional. They don't really connect with people very well. Asocial, antisocial. The family they don't trust each other. Three of Swords, Hermit card, Devil. There's no, like, you have to get out of this dynamic. If you're still close to your family, you need to adjust that situation. It's not working for you. It's not. You need to spend some time alone and get away from these people who, if they're not trying to do better or change or improve, then you need to get away from them ASAP. Because they don't know any better either. They don't know what's wrong with them because they've all been damaged by some sort of trauma. Clarify the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles for the collective, please. Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles for the collective. Please clarify for me. Strength card. Nine of Pentacles. The Hangman. Strength, Nine of Pentacles, Hangman. The Strength is the counterpart to the opposite of the Devil. So this is you having the strength to see your value, or to want more and better for yourself. It is actually very painful for you to do this. Like, for some of you guys, it's really painful to even imagine a good life for yourself, because you don't think you deserve it. And it's like, do I even have the right to ask for this? We got the Hermit and the Hangman. It's like, now you're here because you've defeated the Devil in some instances. In some cases, the Devil is telling you weren't good enough, you don't deserve anything, you're born poor, you're a minority, whatever, I don't know. Like, you're flawed, you're damaged, nobody wants you, you're a victim of abuse, nobody took care of you. Like, all this stuff was being programmed to you, or it was being expressed to you as a child. You were programmed, not just by your family, but society or culture. This is the tree represents not just family dynamics, but again, culture, ancestry, our roots, right? So the community is our extended family. So you could have been socialized by your culture, your family, and relationships to like think less of yourself, and now you have the courage to want more for you. So people may say to you, you don't deserve that, you're fat. It's like, for example, suppose a really attractive celebrity was dating an average looking woman, like Tamika Foster and Usher, right? People were genuinely upset with Tamika or with Usher because they felt like she didn't look good enough for him. So they were mad at her because he chose her instead of a preference. They were low-key jealous and they felt like she didn't deserve it. You're not good enough for that. That's like, and why wasn't she? Because she was dark-skinned or whatever, or she was older. So that's like socialization, social conditioning, programming, culture. Only this type of woman who looks like this deserves a man of value. So if you don't come from that background, if you were born and raised poor, your family members had addiction issues, alcoholism, all this stuff, this is immense trauma. It's a lot of trauma here. And it was never resolved. And now something happened or shifted within you. I think you realize you want love, and now you're understanding that you can't really attract the love in your life because you don't know what it feels like to be loved. You know what you want to feel like, right? You know how you want to feel, but you've never really felt that way. It's like somebody who wants to buy a Cybertruck. They know how the Cybertruck looks, and they know how they think they'll feel in a Cybertruck, but they've never actually been in a Cybertruck, so they've never had that experience before. So it's like, I can see it. I see other people in relationships on social media or on TV or in my friend circle who I see their relationships. They're happy, they're healthy, but why can't I have that? Because you didn't really know how it felt. Like, you know how you feel when you see these people, these couples who are happy and, in love with each other. You know how you feel when you see them, and you don't think you deserve to feel that way about yourself. It's like you can see the body language of the people that are in these relationships, how the man looks at the woman, how the woman looks like the man, or, if you're in a gay relationship, how the couple looks at each other with like unconditional love and affection and support and just gratitude for having that person in your life. You've never felt that, but you could see how it looks on somebody else. So you want to feel whatever that is that they're expressing. So now, this could even be financial. You could have had no money forever. And so you were content with working at a store making minimum wage. You were content with it until you could have visited somebody's home. You saw someone on TV. And you're like, wow, this is so beautiful. I didn't know that this existed. Actually quite sad. I didn't know you could live like this. And now, because you want that experience, it's kind of opened up your heart to the possibility that it could happen, but you had to be around it first. So you had to experience it through someone else because you didn't have it within yourself, and there's no one around you in your immediate family who has that life. So because of that, now you have the strength and the courage to like step out on faith and want more for yourself. But that's very painful for some of you guys. 3 of Swords. Very painful. Because now you have to deal with your deep insecurity and self-hatred issues. I'm not good enough to live in this house. I'm not good enough for what I want. I deserve to live, and out of destitution and lack. Nobody cares about me anyway. But now you've met someone, or you've seen something, or been exposed to people who are living the life you want to live, but you didn't know that existed because you never had that. You were kind of trapped in this hell. It's like being in hell for a long time. And 9 Pentacles is Virgo energy, but this is the height of self-love. This is opulence, wealth, Not just because somebody worked hard or whatever, because they value themselves enough to work hard for themselves. This is somebody who puts energy and effort into themselves, the way they look, their body, their health, exercising, meditating. It's taking care of their physical body, taking care of their finances, taking care of their environment. So yeah, you're getting out of that now. Clap out a devil and the Knight of Pentacles, please. Getting out of devil energy. Devil, Knight of Pentacles. Two of Wands. Making a decision. Yep, Ten of Cups. So you could have seen something or met someone who introduced you to this energy, Queen of Wands. Like the kind of life you could have if you let go of this Three of Swords, Five Pentacles, Devil, and Knight of Pentacles energy, because it's very humble energy. But this Knight is walking towards the Queen of Wands, which is Aries energy. And Aries is about the self, me, myself, I, what I want, what I need, putting my own needs first. The Virgo doesn't do that. They put other people before them. It's a service-oriented sign. The Hermit's also Virgo energy. But this is within you already, but it's now being unleashed or revealed because of some sort of meditation, prayer, healing, introspection, therapy, reflection. You're like really looking at your life and taking time away from everyone and everything to understand why you are where you are. And then you came here. Oh, the reason why, I've always attracted fuckboys, or I've always attracted users, is because I've never had anybody love me or take care of me. I've always been, this is very painful for you to acknowledge though, because you'll start to pity yourself like nobody, but then you'll get out of that. You'll get over that at some point. It's just that the process of realizing that you've never really been loved like that, it's very painful for you. It's going to break your heart, but then it's also going to heal it at the same time. I mean, your heart's already broken. It's been broken for quite a while. The Devil here, you've been, operating out of fear and self-loathing and animosity and anxiety and all the negative energies associated with low self-esteem. You've been in that paradigm for a long time. And you've really had to do the work to heal from, not just heal, to become aware, the Hermit, that it was actually happening. Hangman and the Hermit, it's awareness and enlightenment. You become aware that there's a problem. Like, this is not the way I want to live. This is not right. Because beforehand, you could have been like, well, this is the way it is. But now you're like, this is not right. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to feel like this all the time. So you've identified the problem. The problem is how I'm feeling, how I'm living, whatever. So how do we get here? How do we get to this? Okay, I was never taken care of. I was never loved. I was never treated well. I was neglected by my parents, right? Nobody took care of me. Nobody valued me. And so I met people who basically treated me the same way I would treat myself. They confirmed what I believed about myself. And then you had to withdraw to heal from all that trauma. And at some point you said, forget everything and everybody. I'm done. But I don't know what happened. Your heart is opening up because of somebody you met, something you saw on social media, something. So you're being exposed to a new way of being that is forcing you to address your deep insecurity issues or feelings of not being valuable. You invalidate yourself every single day. You have been. So you may talk a good game. Oh yeah, I'm not the devil. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm da da da. But in reality, your circumstances match the way you feel about yourself. Whether it's physical, financial, emotional, health-wise, they match the way you've felt about yourself. For better or worse. So if you've had a pretty good relationship with yourself and your self-esteem, then you're in a better position. You're relatively content. If you have not been, then you've basically you've turned your external environment into what's going on with you internally. And now you're looking around like, yo, I don't belong here. You're kind of waking up. I don't belong here. What am I doing here? Queen of Wands. This ain't right. Clarify the Hermit card and the Queen of Wands, please. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune. I think this is good. I'm going to explain to you why. So, I mentioned conditioning and perpetual cycles, right? We're doing things repeatedly out of habit. If you have been in this paradigm of 5 Pentacles in the past, feeling like you weren't good enough, whatever, you kept planting seeds in those situations that perpetuated this dynamic in your life, right? So you didn't know how to grow a good crop because you didn't come from good seeds. I'm not saying that you're an effed up bad person, it's evil, but again, your family tree is jacked. A lot of abandonment, abuse, dysfunction, poverty, mental illness, all this, addictions, everything is here. So you kept trying to invest your time, energy, resources, money, whatever, love into things that were I won't say illusions, but these were like, I won't say band-aids, but you were basically investing in your own dysfunction. So you were giving to people who were going to treat you in a way that kept you in this space. You were investing money into a bank of dysfunction and chaos and abuse. So this is again, Taurus is what we own and value. You owned a lot of trauma. You owned a lot of abuse. It was a part of who you are. It is a part of who you are. It doesn't mean that you can't survive it. But your bank was filled with negative energy, right? Verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglect. You had a storehouse, a warehouse of negative energy and negative situations. So you kept, the storehouse was familiar to you. So you were there, and then because you're alive and you have to sustain your life in some way, you had to invest your energy into maintaining where you were, which is this storehouse and this 3 of Swords energy, the graveyard. So you had to maintain where you were, which is somewhere that was probably squalid, small, dark, cramped, miserable, energetically or physically. So this is like a warehouse, a storehouse of trauma. And you just kept putting food in it out of habit. Well, I'm used to doing this. I'm used to living this way. I've never been taught differently. I'm just doing what I've always been doing. But the Ace of Pentacles reversed, you're not doing that anymore. You stopped. You've stopped investing in your own trauma. You've stopped investing in your own dysfunction and your own, disenfranchisement. You stopped investing in your own self-deception and your own abuse. You stopped. So you've turned this, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm taking this away. Nope. Wheel of Fortune. A new positive change for the better. Now, this epiphany or this moment of enlightenment could have been triggered by some sort of financial loss. So suppose you had a decent job, but you had all these issues, still emotional issues. You had a good job, but you kept paying for effed up partners, right? You were sleeping with prostitutes, or you were messing with people who were not on your level, but you had the bag though, right? Now, some sort of financial loss could have caused you to think about how you got here in the first place. So on paper, I got it all together. I got a nice house, nice car, got a good career, but why am I now involved in mess? Why can't I have a healthy relationship with anybody? Why am I paying for sex or porn or OnlyFans? Why can't I have a healthy relationship with somebody? So you could have lost a job that you were using to fund this lifestyle, right? your job was a way to cover up your issues. So you had a nice house, nice car, but on the inside, you were tormented by this. Tormented. But it looks good on the outside, though. So you were able to hide behind that. But once you lost that opportunity, or something was denied to you financially, you could have gone to a divorce, you could have missed out on a contract, something happened. Now you're forced to show up in the world as yourself, right? You're not using your money to mask or hide behind anymore. You're not using your money to pretend as if everything's okay. You can't do that anymore. So it could be multiple things. Either you're not investing in, well, either way, you're not investing in your dysfunction anymore. Ace of Pentacles reverse. You're not doing it anymore. You've stopped. Whether you had money and you were doing it, or you didn't have a lot of money, you were still investing it energetically. Right? You were still investing in your own, I want to use a better word than dysfunction. You were investing in your own degradation, disenfranchisement, illusion, self-loathing. You were investing in your own, it's like you were trying to maintain the conditioning or the situation because it was familiar to you. But you weren't aware of that there was any other way to be. You weren't aware of it. Because your whole family is effed, probably, right? Or a lot of people who you care about, mother, father, uncles, whatever, they're messed up. So now you had to kind of, you became a product of your environment. And now you want better for yourself. Spirit guides. Another message, please. It's upside down. Another message for the collective, please. What do they need to know? Another message for the collective. What do they need to know for today? How can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? I mentioned earlier you have no compassion for yourself. You have no grace for yourself. You love other people more than you love yourself, or you think you do. You think that by giving other people love or, overextending yourself, giving them your money, that they'll be entitled or obligated to love you back. So you're not entitled to anybody's love. I don't care what you do for them. Especially if they didn't ask you. Even if they did ask you, that doesn't mean that you're entitled to it either. Right? So, yeah, you have to give yourself love first so that people can treat you the way you're treating yourself. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. Buddha. See? Today's soul action. Choose one self-care action to do today. 1. Set stronger boundaries. And in the past, you had no boundaries because that boundaries represents earth, right? You create boundaries around things you value. So if you have no value, then there's no boundaries. Not around you, your money, nothing. So anything goes when you have no boundaries because you don't have any value, or you don't know how to protect what you value because you don't know that is valuable, because you don't know what value is. Number 2, meditate and listen to your heart. Hermit card. And you've been doing that. Number 3, speak to yourself with compassion. That's the 3 of Swords. You've been saying things to yourself like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, nobody wants me, da 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 da. You're like repeating whatever engrams or conditioning that you heard as a child or in society as a way of conditioning, social conditioning. You've heard these messages and now you're repeating them in your head. Oh, you're too old, you're too dark-skinned, you're too fat, you're too broke, you're too short, da da da. Whatever. Your family's poor, whatever, right? And those are things that you kept telling yourself subconsciously that kept you in a space of feeling of expecting less or accepting less. You were expecting less and then you accepted it. Focus on your strengths. The strength card popped up. Say no to something that isn't a soul yes. That means having boundaries. Don't let people do you dirty or take advantage of you because you're afraid of losing them, because you're like, well, if I lose them, then I don't have any value. Stop looking for other people to validate you. Say yes to something that you're afraid of. And you've done that with the Ace of Pentacles reverse and the Strength card and the Nine of Pentacles. You have been afraid of seeing your own value and wanting more out of life. Because life has told you, or not life, people have told you over and over again, you don't deserve it. You're not worth it. Either they told you that or they treated you that way. Especially in your formative years. When you were a kid. You weren't good enough for money or your bare necessities or for any compassion. Nothing. You got nothing from, this is nothing. Three of Swords and Five, you got nothing from your parents or your loved ones. You could have been given up for adoption or put in foster care. You got nothing that you needed from the people you loved or your family. Nothing. Let go of what you cannot control. Stay far away from drama and negativity. I think you're doing that now. Ask for help and allow it. That means be receptive to other people giving you things. And that's where the pain comes in, because some of you guys are not used to people giving you anything or doing things for you. So don't be ashamed to ask for help. And don't ask for help from people who are also in the same space. People who use that and lord it over you as if you're worthless. So you're like somebody who you would ask for help, instead of helping you, they would shame you and give you a lecture about why you don't have it together, what's wrong with you, whatever. They would kind of use that as an opportunity to boast about what they have. I'm not talking about those people, because you have toxic people around you, especially your family. But ask friends, ask people on social media for advice, co-workers, whatever. Anybody who's not in this space, ask them for support. They'll give it to you. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. That means write down 3 things that have value to you, that you appreciate. Okay? If nothing has value, then there are no boundaries. You're not protecting it. And so anybody can come in and abuse your body, use your money, put their hands on you, exploit you financially, energetically, not pay you enough, right? So yeah. Why is that song coming up again? Grapevine. And I hope that you feel much better. Yes, I do. You guys are feeling much better. And I do hope that this reading is helping you guys. Because this is actually quite heavy energy. It's really sad. But nothing to pity yourself over. It's just a sad reality. And now you have the opportunity to fix it, because now you're aware that it exists. And now you can want more for yourself. It's okay. You can't change the past. There's no point in wallowing in it. It's over. Now that you're aware of it, you can now stop the programming. Now that you're aware of the past and how you got to this space, you can fix it. You can end the program and write a new one for yourself. Advice for the collective, please. Do not be frustrated. Let go and be peaceful. Concealed power. That's this Queen of Wands energy. Give birth to the wonder of revelation. So yeah, this is the Hermit card. Let go and feel peaceful. One more card, please. You were frustrated with yourself. And again, I mentioned earlier that some of you guys are not persistent enough. You're not consistent or persistent because it's easy for you to get frustrated because you don't value your energy or what you're doing. Like you can't deal with disappointments or setbacks because it means you're not perfect. And now it kind of like knocks you down or brings you back to a childhood experience where if you made a mistake, you were ridiculed for it. You were punished for it. Ending a trauma. Thank you. again. Thank you, Lord. Transform memories and symptoms. So some of you guys could have health symptoms, like Virgo represents the stomach issues, arthritis, Capricorn. Queen of Wands, headaches and migraines. Three of Swords, indecision, ADHD. Five Pentacles, not being able to speak your truth, having low vitality, overall low energy. This is awesome. So do not be frustrated, concealed power, and Indigo trauma. Let go and feel peaceful, transform memories and symptoms, and give birth to the wonder of revelation. And that revelation is that you have never received the love that you have always wanted. And now it's your responsibility to give it to yourself so that you can receive it from others. Because if you don't give it to you, if somebody shows you that love, you won't even know how to receive it because you're not used to it. You don't know how it looks or feels. You'll be threatened by it. So suppose you meet your dream guy and they show up the way you thought you wanted them to, and they're giving you things and expressing themselves in a healthy way, and you're not used to that. You'll reject their offerings. You'll reject their love and their concern for you, and you'll run away from them. And you're like, oh, I don't need it. It's okay. You'll shut yourself off and shut yourself down because you're afraid of you're not used to it. It's painful for you to receive anything. That's crazy. But I'm so happy that I was here to share this message with you guys because this needed to be heard. Whoever needs to hear it will receive it. Very important. Spirit guides, one more card, please. Mystical wisdom. Another card for more advice for the collective. I'm going to do two more, actually. No, three more cards. Three more cards. We've been here for almost an hour. Epiphany. Again, Three of Swords is the epiphany. Oh my God, I've never had what I wanted. Nobody's ever loved me. My parents neglected me. Now you're here, Three of Swords. But you're healing. Because you don't have an epiphany unless you're ready to receive it. Which means that your heart is opening up, your mind's opening up, and you're becoming more receptive to changing the wheel of fortune. Seek clarity. We have the Hangman here and the Hermit, both representing epiphany. Right? Coming to some sort of awareness or understanding after a period of reflection and kind of being, stuck. Because I like some of you guys stayed stuck because you didn't know how to move. Because it's like you knew that because of your conditioning and the way you were raised, that you were moving a certain way that was in alignment with that conditioning. So you kind of had to stay still to gain clarity. So no matter what you did, it didn't work out because you were still in that same house. So no matter what room you went into, you were still miserable. The outcome was still the same. You have to leave the house that you were raised in. You have to leave that bank. That home has all your stored trauma in it. And you may have to leave. You may not be able to move physically until you get rid of that energetic baggage. So if you want to move into a new home or start a new relationship or, a new financial opportunity for yourself, get some more money, make some more money, you won't be able to do that until you release this baggage. And a big part of that baggage is you not loving yourself and not deeming yourself worthy of any happiness, security, support, compassion. Anything that's positive, you said, I don't deserve it. And so you won't get any positive stuff. It sounds kind of cliche to say, but that's kind of what it is. Like you're not a vibrational match to what you want now. So you have to heal and get rid of all that old baggage. Reprogram yourself. Relearn. Change the language that you use to discuss or to explain or to like we have our own inner dialogue, and that inner dialogue is based on a knowledge system that we have acquired throughout life. Childhood conditioning, environment, social conditioning, culture. And that, so whatever language or knowledge system that you have, it has to be thrown away, updated, disregarded, deconstructed. It has to be repaired. It can't stay the same. You cannot have the same programming and conditioning and you get different results. You have to now use the Virgo energy to intentionally, methodically, practically, and consistently change your lifestyle so that you can attract the opportunities that you want, whether it's in love, relationships, career, finances. You have to change your lifestyle and the way you think. Because if you think about Virgo, Virgo is the opposite sign of Pisces, which is our belief systems, our imaginations, dreams, fantasies, illusions, right? So you have been deluding yourself, or you've been kept in this hellish existence where you could have, you may have not seen the past as it was. You could have been sentimental about negative things, or you could have wore rose tinted glasses over the past. Like things weren't as bad as they were. So you could have felt like, or you could have downplayed your negative childhood trauma or compartmentalized it in some way. Because we have it in conjunction here. Aries and Virgo. That's compartmentalization. So you were not ready to accept the fact that your family, your parents, your community, I don't know, whatever, however you were raised was not healthy. And the people who were responsible for taking care of you did not take care of you. They didn't want to either. They didn't see you as valuable at all. They didn't value you because they didn't value themselves. So you're aware of this now. Epiphany. And that awareness is very painful. You probably cried your eyes out. Well, you have been. But that crying is a release. You're releasing all of the sadness that you kept bottled up in your heart for decades. Now that you've cried about it yesterday or a week before or the past 6 months, it's cleansing you. So now you're elevating your energy because you're being intentional about doing better. You're being intentional about, changing the programming, changing the program, changing your habits, your lifestyle, your health, your attitude about yourself, changing your values. So that's what's being improved, or that's what's being, that is what is being adjusted or changed. And you're ending a trauma. So you're not ending the trauma, you're ending your connection with it. And because you were connected with the trauma, you were perpetuating it. You were carrying it around with you. So it's like you were living in this hell. But you didn't know it was hell because it was familiar to you. So you put fairy dust on it. Oh, they weren't that bad. They did the best they could. That may be the case, but still. They could have done better. And they didn't want to. Or they didn't know how to because they were also raised in that kind of environment. I need another card, please. Angel Oracle number for the collective. The long message, but it must be said. Lessons learned. Yes, Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God, yes. Congratulations, guys. I'm very happy for you. 9999, the end of a cycle. Culmination, results, benefits, reflection, completion. You've completed a cycle of not knowing your value, not understanding what value was, not seeing your value, not having enough to take care of yourself, or not having, or not valuing yourself enough to have strong boundaries to protect yourself from other people. It's over. And this Three of Swords is cutting through all these strings from the past, connected to the past. Take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. This is a reminder to maintain optimism and drive towards your goals. Even if you're not where you want to be, you're on the way there because you've identified why you have not gotten to that point yet. Now you know why there's an issue, why there's a block. Why can't I get with this? Why can't I be in a happy relationship? Why am I always alone? Why don't I have enough money? Stuff like that. Whatever those problems are. Maintain your momentum. I mentioned earlier, some of you guys have an issue with consistency. And know you have the powers, maintain your momentum and know that the powers of heaven have your back. You made it. And the reward goes to you. Bless you guys. You did. I'm so happy for you guys. Okay, that's what's up. If you're not there now, this reading will help you get to that point. It will help you to start the process. Okay? Hopefully this reading will help you to begin the process of excavating your subconscious and understanding why you're unhappy in certain areas of your life and why you've never experienced certain things. Doesn't matter how old you are. This is a great lesson for anyone at any age, but the older the better, because now you have a frame of reference. You have lifelong experiences that confirm that you've been on the wrong track. You have evidence. Okay, I need one more card, please. One more advice for the collective, and then we'll close it out. One more card. One more card, please. Oh, I need one card. Spirit guides, I need one more card, please, for the collective. For this situation, how should they proceed? Wow. Polar bear. Symbolism. Power, wisdom, and peace. Inuit tribes considered the polar bear, which they called Nanook, to be powerful and wise. The legend of Queequeg described a 10-legged polar bear living on the Arctic ice pack who renounced the violence of his four-legged creatures and attempted to create a community. This is a misspelling, a community based on peace and love. The violence of his four-legged relatives. This is a family fight or family dynamic. This is ancestral karma and baggage. You're getting rid of that now. In the painting titled Playing with the North Wind, the bear dances and cavorts with the wind, a symbol of spiritual energy. Boulay, who identified with the bear totem, completed this painting in 1996, shortly before her death in 1997. The raised forepaw of the bear in the painting appears to be waving goodbye. So you're waving goodbye to an old life, an old paradigm. Lessons learned, an old cycle, the wheel of fortune. This is done. Or you're at the beginning of an ending. So you're beginning the process of healing. Hopefully this reading will give you more insight on how to do that. But yeah, that's what's up, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you want to order your own personal reading, the link's in the description box. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you soon.